everyone, how are you today? Are you ready for another unit? So we are going to study Unit 8, Cities. Hôm nay chúng ta sẽ sang unit mới, đó là bài 8, Cities. But first, can you tell me, what do you do on your last holiday? Remember to include as much information as possible, okay? Đầu tiên các em hãy cho cô biết là mình đã làm gì trong kỳ nghỉ vừa qua nha. Và nhớ là hãy bao gồm thiệt nhiều chi tiết nhất có thể. So the lesson today is vocabulary, talking about cities. Bài học của chúng ta ngày hôm nay sẽ là bài từ vựng, talking about cities. Let's open your book to page 96. Exercise 1. Do you love living in a city? What do you think are the benefits of living in a big city? Các em hãy mở ra bài tập số 1 trang 96 trong sách nha. Các em có thích sống ở thành phố không nào? Và đâu là những lợi ích của việc sống ở một thành phố lớn? So, I think there are many benefits when you live in a city, and they include good education, job opportunities, modern and lively life, better means of transport. Now let's move on to exercise 2. Match the photos A to E with the cities and the countries. What do the countries have in common? Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ sang bài tập 2. Các em hãy nối những bức hình tương ứng với lại thành phố và đất nước của nó nha. Và tìm ra điểm chung của những đất nước này. So, picture A, it is in Manila, the Philippines. Picture B, obviously it is in Bangkok, Thailand. Picture C, it is in Bandar Seri Begawan in Brunei. And I bet picture D is the easiest one, right? It is in Hanoi, Vietnam. And picture E, it is in Jakarta, Indonesia. Good job. So what do the countries have in common? They are all in Southeast Asia. Well done. Như vậy điểm chung của những bức hình này đó là chúng đều nằm ở Đông Nam Á. Now let's take a look at the vocabulary part. So the first word is commuter. The 5 o'clock train is always packed with commuters. Let's look at a photo here. Where are they going? They are going to work, right? So, commuter is a person who travels into a city to work each day, usually from quite far away. Như vậy, commuter sẽ chỉ những người di chuyển hàng ngày từ nơi ở tới nơi làm việc và thường sẽ là một khoảng cách xa. The second word is resident. A person who lives in a particular place or who has their home there. Parking spaces are for residents only. Như vậy, resident là cư dân. The next word is dweller. Who lives in the particular place that is mentioned. For example, apartment dwellers are usually young people. Như vậy, dweller ý chỉ một người ở một nơi nào đó cụ thể và thường mình sẽ thấy nó trong danh từ ghép. Như vậy, ở đây các em thấy apartment dwellers tức là những người ở căn hộ. Next, who are they? And where can you see them? You can see them in almost any parts in Vietnam, right? Các em có thể thấy những cô này là một hình ảnh rất là quen thuộc mà chúng ta có thể thường hay gặp ở đất nước Việt Nam mình, đúng không nào? So, they are street vendor who sell things usually outside on the street. Jane bought some apples from a street vendor. Như vậy, street vendor là người bán hàng rong. The next one, immigrant, who has come to live permanently in a different country from the one they were born in. For example, most people agree that immigrant communities enrich our culture. Như vậy, immigrants là người dân nhập cư. And then, this one is an antenna tower, tháp viễn thông. And then we have boulevard, đại lộ. And we have pedicab, xe xích lô. And tuk-tuk, xe tuk-tuk ở Thái Lan. And then we have tram, xe điện trên mặt đất. And tube, tàu điện ngầm. And then hustle. Hustle. Remember, letter T is a silent letter. Hustle. Busy, noisy activity of a lot of people in one place. Sự hối hả, sự vội vã. She really hates the hustle of weekend shopping. Now let's turn to exercise 3, work in pairs, or you can work alone. Check the meaning of the following words. Identify the words that are in the wrong groups. So, there are 4 groups: people, places, means of transport, and city problems. Now, I'll give you 1 minute to find out the wrong one. So, temple is in the wrong group, and then hustle is in the wrong group, and fountain is also in the wrong group. Now, exercise 4. Which words in exercise 3 can you use to describe the photos? So I think for A, we can see a park or a monument, right? And B, it's a tuk-tuk and a pagoda. C, a mosque and a lake. For D, we have a street vendor and a pedicab in the background, right? And for E, it's a bus stop with visitors. Now let's move on to exercise 5. Complete the following sentences using the vocabulary in exercise 3. You can check your answers with your partners before you check your answers with me, okay? Bây giờ chúng ta hãy sang bài tập 5. Các em hãy hoàn thành những câu sau đây, sử dụng từ vựng trong bài tập 3. Number 1. Kuala Lumpur Tower is the world's 7th tallest tower with an antenna tower at the top. Number 2. The first 2 lines 4 were built in Hanoi in 1901. So, the first 2 lines for tram. Number 3. Many tourists love to visit an Islamic mosque to see the difference between it and a pagoda. Number 4. In front of the city hall is a garden with a fountain in the middle. And number 5. The tower is an 88-story skyscraper or building in Bangkok. Number 6. Most city dwellers want to escape the hustle and bustle. 7. The tube is overcrowded with commuters who travel a long way every day. And number 8. Thống nhất, a multiple-purpose stadium located in District 10 in Hồ Chí Minh City. Well done. Now, let's talk about city problems. Vocabulary Builder, page 112. Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ sang phần Vocabulary Builder ở trang 112 nha. Exercise 1. Add the words below to the table. The city air is polluted. Không khí ở thành phố thì ô nhiễm. We took a 3-day vacation to escape the city's hustle or the crowds. Vậy chúng tôi dành một kỳ nghỉ 3 ngày để trốn khỏi sự ồn ào, sự vội vã của thành phố và những đám đông ở thành phố. The car journey was slow because of congestion. Chuyến đi thì chậm bởi vì sự tắc đường. Because there are a lot of job opportunities, big cities often face overpopulation. Bởi vì cơ hội việc làm ở thành phố rất là nhiều, cho nên thành phố thì thường sẽ bị quá tải dân số. Exercise 2. Complete the table with the correct form of the words. So, the verb populate, and then we have population. Immigrant is the noun, so the verb is immigrate. Commute is the verb, and the noun is commuter, a person. Benefit is a verb and also a noun. Dwell is a verb, and the noun is dweller. Well done. Now, let's use the words in the table to complete the sentences in exercise 3. A. There has been an increase in the city's population for the last 5 years. Có một cái sự gia tăng dân số trong vòng 5 năm trở lại đây ở thành phố. B. One benefit of tourism is the introduction of culture to other countries. Một lợi ích của du lịch đó là nó sẽ giới thiệu được nền văn hóa của mình tới những đất nước khác. C. The gorillas dwell in the high rainforest. Khỉ đột thì thường sẽ ở trong rừng nhiệt đới. Right? D. Sarah is no longer a commuter because she has a small apartment near her work. Sarah thì không phải di chuyển xa từ nhà tới chỗ làm mỗi ngày nữa, tại vì cô ta đã có một căn hộ nhỏ gần nơi làm việc. E. The immigrant cannot speak English, so finding a job is impossible for her. Người dân nhập cư, cô gái này thì không biết nói tiếng Anh, cho nên việc kiếm việc làm sẽ rất là khó khăn cho cô ta. Now let's go back to page 97 and read the recycle box, the passive. Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ nhìn lại khung recycle ở trang 97, the passive, câu bị động. So remember, we form the passive with the verb be and the past participle of the verb. Như vậy các em nhớ cho cô là muốn tạo được thể bị động passive thì chúng ta cần phải có động từ to be và verb 3 ed. Number 2, we use a passive infinitive after certain verbs, and we use a passive base form like verb bear after modal verbs, like need to be verb 3 ed or must be verb 3 ed. And when we want to say who or what performed the action in the passive sentence, we use by. Khi chúng ta muốn nói hành động được làm bởi ai đó hoặc cái gì đó thì chúng ta sẽ sử dụng by. Now exercise 6. Complete the questions using the passive and the verb in brackets. So number 1. Where is Wat Arun located? Number 2. Why is Wat Arun called the Temple of Dawn? Number 3. What can be filled in bread to make difference to bánh mì? Number 4. Why are vegetables added to bánh mì? Number 5. When are the buses packed with passengers? And number 6. Which opportunities can be offered to the man's family? Well done. Now exercise 7. Listen to 3 speakers and answer the questions in exercise 6.
Unit 8. Lesson 8. Exercise 7. I had a wonderful time during my last holiday. I went on a tour in Southeast Asia. The weather was nice and I had opportunity to visit many tourist attractions. But what I like most is my visits to different temples and pagodas. Every site I came to had a different look and gave me different feelings. I was most impressed with Wat Arun. It is in Bangkok. It is located on the west bank of the Chao Phraya River. It is also called the Temple of Dawn because the first light of the morning reflects off the surface of the temple with glory. It is one of the best-known landmarks in Thailand.
I love street food, and I am surprised at the diversity of street food in Asian countries. You can enjoy different dishes, from dumplings, fried sweet potatoes, to bubble milk tea. I like Vietnamese banh mi most. Most of the fans of Vietnamese cuisine are fond of banh mi. What makes banh mi different is what the filling is in the bread. The bread can be filled with meatballs, sliced ham, pork roll, fried eggs, sausages, fried fish. Vegetables like cucumber, tomato and spring onion are added to the bread to give a fresh and healthy taste. Banh mi is really popular in Vietnam. Whether you are in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, you can find very nice shops or street vendors selling banh mi.
I don't like living in a big city at all. The streets are always crowded and noisy. The air is polluted. Buses are packed with passengers at rush hour. I hardly find a seat on the 5 p.m. bus. Sometimes I have to stand all the way back home. Living in a big city is also very expensive. I have quite a good job and I work very hard, but hardly any money is saved because the living cost is too high. Years ago, I lived in a small town. Life was much easier, but we moved to the city because my wife can get a better job here, and our children can be offered better chances of education.
So, number 1, it is located on the west bank of Chao Phraya River. Number 2, it is called the Temple of Dawn because the first light of the morning reflects off the surface of the temple with glory. Number 3, we can fill bánh mì with meatballs, sliced ham, pork roll, fried eggs, sausages, and fried fish. And then the vegetables give a fresh and healthy taste to bánh mì. And the buses are packed with passengers at rush hour. And the man's wife can have a better job, and then his children can be offered better chance in education. Well done. Now the last activity, exercise 8. Which city in exercise 2 have you been to? And which city do you like to visit most and why? Bây giờ các em hãy nói cho cô nghe xem là thành phố nào trong bài tập số 2 mà các em đã từng tham quan, đã từng tới, và thành phố nào là thành phố mà các em muốn tới nhất và tại sao nha. Good job everyone. That is the end of our first lesson of Unit 8. Thank you so much for your participation and I will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.